Welcome to your 60-minute, heartfelt, compassionate yin yoga class. Today, we're going to embark on a journey together, bringing ourselves closer to our heart, to our mind, body, consciousness, and awareness, and deeper into a state of peace, hopefully ridding ourselves of any sort of baggage and all that is no longer serving us. You might need some blocks. And if you don't have any blocks, you can grab a couple of books or anything to give yourself a little bit of leverage. Take a second with me right now. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Fill your whole lungs all the way up. And now exhale. Letting it all out. Just taking this moment before we begin to set the intention of peace and stillness and connection. Now roll your mat out, grab your water, and let's begin. All right, friends, to begin today's class, we're going to sit right here in the center of our mat. And we're going to take a few conscious breaths and just work at clearing our system of any negative energy, of anything pent up, letting it out. And first and foremost, setting the intention of this class. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And another deep breath in. And mindfully feeling the air as it exhales your lungs, exhaling out. Coming into yourself with a deep breath in, filling your lungs, and slowly exhaling. And as you do, feeling the cool air leaving your nostrils and imagining all that isn't here to serve you right now here on the mat exiting your body. And on this last one, raising your arms above your head, inhaling, stretching up, reaching with those fingertips to the top of the sky, and exhaling, hands down to heart. Bringing your chin down towards your hands towards your chest, and just taking a feeling and a moment to think about why you're here. What brought you here to this class today? Why did you choose this 60-minute class? What was your intention when you pressed play on this video? Do you have any expectations of the next 60 minutes? Do you have anything that you're hoping to accomplish? Maybe you don't, and that's okay. If you do, take a note of them, because we're going to come back to it at the end, and we're going to see what you achieved, the journey you went through, the transition, the transformation. It's important to understand why you begin, but it's more important when you're done to see what true benefits you get from it. If your expectations were met, and if they weren't, either way, it will be perfect. That much I always know from yoga. Sometimes I get what I want, but usually I get exactly what I need, even if it's not what I expect. With that, let's come to the back of our mat. In our hero pose, and let's slowly come down to our first yin pose of the class. child's pose, which is actually what I find to be my most beneficial pose throughout my entire practice. Stretching our fingers out to the front of the mat, relaxing those shoulders, sinking in, letting those hips melt, breathing in and breathing out. This is our first yin pose, and it's incredibly important to meet the stillness with forgiveness, compassion, and love. For today's class, we're going to theme towards love and towards gratitude, towards grounding the body and the mind, and becoming one and okay with the idea of doing nothing for once in our life. Now, if you don't feel necessarily comfortable with your hands stretched out for what will be somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes, you can bring your hands to a more relaxed pose at the side of your body like this. Or partway through, you can change it up. But the idea is definitely to find what serves you today in each pose as we go through them. Because this is your practice, and how you want to serve your body is exactly right. So I'm here to guide you, but you're here to make the decisions. Give a little bit more movement just as you settle in, maybe swaying back and forth from leg to leg. And with every inhale, as we sit and as we melt into this pose, I want you to visualize all of the positive energy, the nature surrounding you, from your space, from wherever you are, all of the positive energy you need entering into your body to feed your heart and feed your soul with exactly what you need. And on every exhale, imagine it leaving the top of your head. Breathe out your nostrils, but imagine it leaving like an exhaust pipe from the top of your skull, shooting out towards the top of your mat and evaporating into the air around you. Inhale. And exhaling out all that you don't need anymore. Inhale. Everything that serves you, serves your body, that your body's asking for. And exhaling out the top of your head, from the top of your skull. Inhaling in. And exhaling. As you continue through this, your mind might wander from the intention, and that's okay. Just understand that that's what our mind does. Forgive it, and use the breath to bring you back to your conscious breathing, in with the light and out with the dark, in with the good and exhaling the bad, purifying your entire system. Now breathe. And slowly coming back into a state of motion, consciousness, awareness. Just move a little bit, rocking back and forth. If your hands are out front, maybe bring them into the side. And if your hands are at your side, maybe bring them out front. You can push your shoulders in a circular motion. Breathing consciously in and out. Slowly coming up into neutral position. Making sure your knees shoulder width apart. Your hands are directly below your shoulders. We're going to take a couple of cat-cows here with some conscious breath. And inhaling, arching the back, looking up to the sky. And exhaling, pushing your back up to the ceiling, looking down at your knees. And inhale up. And exhale, bringing it back down and in. Inhale, filling your lungs up as you look towards that sky. And exhaling, arching that back, pushing those shoulders upwards. And one more inhale, looking up. Exhale, coming back, arching. Now take a little bit of movement with your body, maybe from side to side with your hips. Maybe you want to try some circles around in one direction and then the other. But this is your practice. So feel what your body's asking for and serve it. Because you've taken this time and taken this initiative, which is rare in this day and age for people to do, to say, I'm going to give my body what it wants, what it needs, and what will serve it best. Which is a deep yin practice. 60 slow minutes of finding what it's asking for and giving it exactly that. Beautiful. All right. Now, coming back slowly into child's pose just for a second to reset. Forehead down to the mat. Big inhale. And exhale. All that no longer serves you, still leaving your body with every breath. We're going to slide up across our mat, bringing our elbows down flat, bringing our knees back towards the bottom. Coming onto our elbows, we're going to find our Cobra, which means you should have a nice right angle here with your arms. Arching the lower back, pulling your shoulder blades in and your shoulders back. This is your Cobra. And in this, you should truly feel your chest and your heart opening up to the room in front of you. With every breath, opening a little bit further, making yourself available, as you have today for this practice. For this pose, I want you to think about thanking yourself. For once, we don't often give ourselves credit in this world. Sometimes we don't feel that we're worthy or that we deserve. But for this small feat today, this 60 minutes that you've gifted for you, for no one else in the world but you, I want you to say thank you. Thank you for taking that initiative to find that deeper connection with yourself and to give your body exactly what it needs. So use your heart, focus on that heart, and share the love with the rest of your body, with your consciousness, with your being. Radiate the love and the gratitude that you're focusing on you, and then radiate it outwards as if it's protruding from your heart to the rest of the world and the room around you. Breathing in and exhaling out. And in with all that your body needs and is asking for. And exhaling everything that no longer serves you. And as you continue to breathe, remember
We're still at the beginning, the start. Your mind might still be wandering to what you need to do later today. Something you were doing before, something you're worried about, maybe someone that wronged you. Maybe you're in an emotional unrest. Forgive your mind for being pulled along with your ego. Forgive it and just come back to your breath. Watch it like a cloud as it enters. Acknowledge it's there, maybe even smile at it. And with your next exhale, blow it away. This is the process of coming back to yourself. And you deserve it. We all deserve it. Never forget that. Breathing in. And out into the stillness. Slowly coming out of Cobra, lowering yourself back down to the mat, forehead down.
Hands flat next to your shoulders. Just give your body a little bit of a shake in the hips. The Cobra can be tough sometimes on your lower back, especially for those, like myself, who've struggled with lower back pain throughout our lives. As you just give this little bit of movement, say thank you to that lower back. We owe it so much. We often don't take the time to appreciate it. Coming back up into neutral and into another reset counter pose. Child's pose. Forehead down to the mat. Just show that lower back a little bit of love. Give it a rub if that feels good. A little bit of movement, whatever your body's asking for. Just right here, take a second for you. Reconnect to the body, to motion, to that beautiful mind-body connection that we're cultivating here. Alright, on your next exhale, coming up into hero, let's tuck our toes under the mat like that. Oh, the neglected toe stretch, especially when you don't do this for a while. You really feel it. Wow, it can add a little bit of a rock here, or sit in stillness. Whatever feels right for your toes today. Your toes you owe so much to. It's funny to talk about it like that. Because you never think of them, 10 little guys, and how much they do for you. We owe them everything for balance, everything for mobility. But how often do you appreciate the fact that they function the way that they do? Wow. So showing them the little bit of love and gratitude right here. Thinking about them just for a moment. It's funny. It makes me laugh. Oh, thank you, toes. Alright. It's enough of you guys. Coming back down to the front of your mat.
back onto our bellies. Let's work on a pectoral stretch here. We're going to take our arms in a right angle like this to the side of our bodies and place it coming flat down on the mat, just like this. If you can keep your whole shoulder and your whole arm flat, that's exactly perfect. Straighten those legs, point those toes, and bring this hand here as you turn your neck, looking left. Now this actually for some people might be just enough. And if it is, that's perfectly okay, because I can really feel it already in my shoulder. But to take this to the next level up, you lift your left leg and turn your body over onto your right hip. You can even raise up onto your fingertips like this. And that you'll slowly feel as you flip over right into your pectoral, right across your shoulder, down into your tricep, and even into your forearm. And it's beautiful because so much activates. But because we're going to be here for a bit, if it's a little bit aggressive, you can bring your hand flat, you can bring your knee in a little bit. You can even just sort of sit like this in a collapsed position. Whatever your body's asking for, give it. I'm on my toe on the backside. I don't know if you can see that, but you can also, if your body's asking for it, bring your whole foot flat. Whatever it is that you're needing out of this stretch, just serve it to your body. And just breathe. Once again, falling back in to deep conscious breathing. I want you to focus on your environment as you sit here. Think about where you are right now. I'm blessed and lucky to be in this jungle surrounded by nature and toucans and monkeys and frogs and all kinds of things. But that's just my situation outside. Inside, my perspective of where I am is all that matters. So wherever you are, understand it's exactly where you need to be right now. It's exactly the place that serves you best. And it's exactly everything you need. So be grateful for this space, for your mat, for the room that you're in, for the people that you're with, or for being here on your own, alone. Be grateful for your surroundings. It's exactly where you need to be. And now, just breathe into the stillness. Slowly coming back into neutral position. Wow. Take that arm, give it a little bit of a shake, maybe pull it in behind, whatever it needs, bringing it around. That's an incredible stretch. Oh,
All right. Neutral position, forehead down, hands flat. Just take a moment. How does that right shoulder feel compared to the left? It's amazing what a deep stretch for a prolonged period of time can do. And how much we hold in our bodies that needs to be let go. So let's even it out. Bringing that left arm to that right angle directly out of our shoulder. Looking over to our right. Lifting up if this serves you. And pulling over. And breathing. Now with each breath out, if you can, try and sink a little bit deeper. Try to let a little bit more go. Try to imagine that which is inside you that doesn't need to be there. Releasing, exiting, and departing. Breathing into this stretch. Remember, if your mind begins to wander, what to do. With each breath in, think about all that you're feeding your soul with, all that you're capable of, all that you know in your heart that you have to give. Cultivating that and exhaling all that holds you back in life. Alright, on your next exhale, slowly bring that leg back over onto your mat and come back to neutral. Wow. With your hands at your side and your forehead flat, give the shoulder a little bit of motion again. Let the blood flow, circulation come back. Maybe if you want, you can clasp your hands. Open those shoulders a little bit.
A little bit of circles maybe. Or you can just lie in stillness. Just for a second, coming back to ourselves. With a deep breath in. And on your next exhale, let's come on back up to neutral. And into our reset of child's pose again. With that twist of the leg in those last two poses, that lower back got a little bit more attention again. So this is a beautiful counter pose to that. Wonderful. And as we're approaching or just past the halfway point, check in with yourself overall. Take a step outside of you and evaluate. How are you feeling? What have you gone through so far? Yin yoga is such an interesting adventure because it's unique to each person and the state of mind and being they're in when they step on the mat. You can be met with so much, and each is exactly the process you need to go through. Some people get frustrated at times. If that happens to you or has, breathe right through it. Some people cry at moments. I know I have a couple of times. Those have been my most important moments on my yoga mat because we store so much emotional baggage and trauma in our muscles. And letting that out, giving ourselves a moment to be available, it can be the most important thing you do in your journey of development. So make sure as you see these emotions, you're perfectly at peace with letting them do what they have to do and encouraging them to exit you in whichever form they need, whether it can be sadness or joy, bliss or frustration. Some people smile during yin, some laugh or giggle. Whatever it is for you, just take a note as it happens, as it continues, and keep breathing. All right, guys. On your next exhale, come up, back up to hero. And let's bring our right foot flat to the mat. We're going to focus on our psoas a little bit here. You can put your hands on your knee like this, on your waist, or you can encourage the stretch more by just pushing a little bit on your butt. The idea is you want to sink in, causing the stretch down through your quad and up into your psoas. This is one of the most valuable stretches because the psoas honestly gets so little attention from us on a day-to-day basis. I try to do this every single day. Inhaling and exhaling, sinking into the pose. Sinking in. Wow. The first time I ever did this stretch, I will never forget it. Because when I came back into neutral, my body actually couldn't hold it. It's almost like so much let go that the muscle forgot its most basic function. So as we breathe into it, just imagine as you feel the pull here, anything in there, just imagine it leaving your body with each breath. Inhaling, focusing in on your psoas, your side body, and exhaling anything that doesn't serve that area. Close your eyes, watch your balance, and fill those lungs. And let the air drift away. Alright. On your next inhale, slowly coming up to neutral. You can grab your blocks.
Put them at your side. Gonna do a half split. Bringing your heel down to the mat. You can hold your blocks here. And that might be enough for you right now. Perfectly fine. The idea as we come forward, though, is to bend at your waist. Sometimes our body wants to come down like this. Do your best to hold there and to actually fold. Like so. And maybe this is perfect for you. Just like this on these flip blocks or books. Maybe you want to bring them down to the next level. Or as the pose keeps going, maybe you start on the ground, maybe you start here, but as you breathe into it, you can come down to your fingertips or bending at your waist, even to your hands. Wherever it is you are, it's perfect. It's exactly where you should be. You should feel it all the way up behind your knee, through the ligaments, in the hamstring, everywhere. These legs of yours, this is your gift to them. So send your love in this pose, your gratitude and your appreciation to your entire leg, to your right leg, for once. Just this leg, one. How often do you give gratitude to one single leg? It deserves it, you deserve it. I know it sounds a little silly, but just try, just this once. No one will know that we've done this. No one will judge. That's the beauty of these moments on your mat. You can be who you need to be. And right now, send that love from your heart straight into that leg. Thank it for walking and for running, for balancing, for everything it's given. It's carried you through your journey all the way right here to this moment. There's no shame in being grateful for that. Your life would be much different without it. Your entire journey would have been. So, as we sink into this pose, be grateful. Say thank you. Give it the love it deserves. Give it the love that you deserve. Close your eyes, inhale. And exhale out. Breathing into the stretch. Sinking deeper as we go. Breathing in. And exhaling out. Remember to keep being the watcher of your thoughts as you breathe and as we find stillness in this pose. Watching your thoughts as they pull you away from the intention of gratitude, of self-love, care, forgiving them, and coming back with your next breath right back to your heart, cultivating that love. Breathing in and exhaling out into the silence and the stillness. Now slowly opening your eyes, coming back to your awareness. Lift onto your fingertips and be gentle and loving and bend that knee. Being so long in that position, it's nice to just sort of come up front and give it a little bit of love before you put any more pressure on it. Little circles, maybe to the right or the left, or maybe just bending back and forth like this. Whatever it's asking for, it's perfectly fine. Consciously breathing. Alright, let's bring it back in. give it a stretch out first. Wow. Toes flat. Look at that. How does that feel? Alright. Coming back over. And bringing up our other left foot flat onto the mat. Coming back, remembering hands can go for balance here. Maybe on your waist, giving it a little push. Or helping accentuate the deep sink in and that stretch of that right side body. Psoas and down into the quad.
You can look up into the sky if you want. Helps accentuate it a little bit too. Feeling that psoas. What's it saying to you right now? What's it communicating? Is it pissed? It can be a little angry sometimes when you stretch it. Don't worry if you have to back off. That's fine. Or sink deeper in, whatever it's asking for. Serve it. Just this once, this moment in this day, serve it for once instead of it always serving you. And that's what yin yoga is all about. Alright. Slowly on your next exhale, coming back into neutral.
Wow. We're going to take the half split on the other side. Again, you can use your blocks. It's perfectly fine. Planting our heel flat on the mat. Whatever prop you need, or even if you don't, it's perfectly good. And as you sink in, remember, really try to fold at these hips, keeping your back almost arched, but straight and coming down. I constantly want to do this. It's not so good. Serve that back by bending with these hips and finding a deeper stretch through your whole calf, behind your knee, your leg. Starting on your fingertips, breathing in, coming down to your hands. Throughout the stretch, if you need to retract a bit, if you come too deep, that's perfectly fine. And as you go through each breath, finding a deeper stretch, that's even better. But provide what your body's asking for. Always remember, this is for your body, it's not for anyone else or anything else. And yoga is not a contest. It is just to simply give your body what it needs. And yin is when we come inward and use our intuition to allow it to speak to us with clarity, and then for us to serve. So, as we come in, let's focus on this left leg like we did the first right. And let's give thanks to our other half for every step of our entire journey. We owe it so much. For bringing us here to this mat today, for bringing us through all the years, all the adventures, all the good times and bad. These legs, oh, we owe them so much, and it seems so silly. But just this once, we're going to put that silliness aside, and we're going to say thank you. So with every breath in, bring in, cultivate all of the positive energy. With every breath out, focus on feeding that energy to the different parts of your leg and of these muscles that are asking for it. Right now I'm feeling it just behind the right side of my back knee, probably because I once had an ACL surgery in this knee. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that surgery and that I was able to recover and be here today. And I'm going to spend my time thinking about that. So say thank you no matter what shape your knee or your body is in. It is perfect. And you need to know that. I can't accentuate and emphasize that enough. Your body is perfect. You are perfect in this pose, however you sit right now. Love it. Breathe into it. And be. Breathing in. And exhaling. Melting. Slowly. into the stillness. Slowly, on your next exhale, bend that knee with care and with love. Flatten that foot and just give yourself a little bit of motion. Like I said before, it could be little circles like that. It could be micro bends. Keep your weight on your hands, though. This is your legs' moment to rest and to bask in all that gratitude that you just sent to it. All right. And slowly bringing that knee back down. We're going to counter again with a reset into child's. After those legs being straight for so long, this bend feels really nice. So take a couple of deep breaths in here. Some motion if you like, swaying back and forth. Hands could be out, hands could be behind. Just come back to yourself. Ask yourself how you're feeling. Let's do a quick check. Compare the beginning of this class, which now seems so long ago. Relive the journey. What have you come through? How do you feel different? Compare a little bit. This is the transcendental journey of yin yoga. And it is so valuable. It's nice when you're on that train to take a second and just look out the window where you're at and compare it to where you were when you left the station. All right, coming back up to hero. Let's switch this up a bit. Bring our feet out to the front of the mat. Straighten those legs again. Wow, how do they feel? Give them a little shake, actually. Maybe squeeze after those half splits. It's interesting to really take note of them right now. I really appreciate them. All right, we're going to do a seated forward fold next. And you can use these blocks here if you want. You can use 2 of them to rest, or 1, or to put your hand on, anything like that. Whatever it is, you can even do this. Use them as your tools. The idea with the forward fold, just like the half splits, is to try your best to at least first fold at the hips, coming down like so. And then if you want, you can bring your forehead down. But the first part of the stretch really needs to be in that hip to engage those hamstrings and to get the full benefit out. The beautiful thing about the forward fold is this is the one where you can truly feel yourself sinking in. So as you're breathing through and as you're falling into this pose, imagine your muscles letting go with each breath as you start to breathe. And imagine that as you sink, you're falling deeper into your own consciousness, into your own stillness. I want you to think about the idea of forgiveness, because this class is about love in the heart. And forgiveness is exactly that. It's part and parcel with the heart. And I want you to forgive yourself for everything that you judge yourself for
for everything that you've seen in your life that you call a mistake. It's not a mistake. There's no such thing in your journey, because without that, you wouldn't be here today. Giving to yourself, focusing on yourself, becoming a better version of you, trying to find a deeper connection. Exactly where you are on this journey is exactly where you need to be, and everything you've done and everything that you are is because of that. We just need to let go. We hold on to these things. And with each breath as we fall in, forgive yourself. Because you're perfect. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. And you're headed in the right direction. Because you're making an effort, and you're making the intention, you're setting this intention to do something right for you and to give back. So sink in here and hold the idea of self-love and forgiveness at the very tip of your mind. And when your mind pulls you away, as it always will, smile, forgive it too, and come back to your intention. Because you're worthy and you deserve to let it all go with every exhale. All right, on your next exhale, slowly coming back up to seated. Maybe roll those shoulders a little bit. Wow, how did that feel? Amazing. Bend those knees, sliding your butt up to the middle of your mat. Let's slowly roll back onto our backs. Just find a neutral position here for a second. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming back into your conscious awareness. Let's lift our legs up to our chest. Coming into a little bowl. Maybe a little bit of rocking back and forth to massage your sacrum and lower spine. For that last couple of folds, actually there's been quite a few that have focused a lot on our lower backs. You gotta give it the love when you ask something of it. Alright, we're starting to find the end of our practice here. Entering the conclusion. It's our second last stretch today. We're gonna stay here in this beautiful hug. We're gonna appreciate ourselves for this next pose. You can come in and engage, but I recommend you keep your head back. I tend to like to actually grab opposite feet with my hands. I find it gives my forearms a little bit more of a deep stretch and allows me to pull in tighter. There's a lot of joy in a pose like this. We are giving ourselves a hug. And it makes me laugh and smile when I do it because I'm a full-grown man. And how often in a day do you get to just lie in a ball on your back and give yourself a hug? Smile right now thinking about that. Laugh if you want. We're full-grown people doing things that children do. And there's joy in that. Because most people don't. So you've taken the time here today. You've made the intention. Give yourself a hug for it, because we're about to complete it. Spend this pose if you can, if you want to. Giving back gratitude to yourself like we did at the front for all that you've discovered and all that you've released and all that you've went through and all that you've let go of in this journey here today. And hug yourself with the compassion you deserve and show it to yourself. Because sometimes we don't have a lot of people in our lives that give us the compassion we deserve. And even if you do or you don't, you deserve to give it to yourself once in a while. And this is your moment. Love yourself for everything that you are. You deserve it. So come on up and hug in tight. And hold. Breathing. Sending the love from your heart to the rest of your body. Imagine a beautiful orb of bright light surrounding you that's generated from your heart. Pulses in and out with every breath, because we are all love and light. We are all love and light. Breathing in and out, falling into the stillness. Alright, on your next exhale, let go with your arms and slowly bring your feet back down on the mat, flat. Add a little bit of motion if your body's asking for it, as we slowly come back to consciousness to round out our practice. And before our Shavasana here, I want you to take note. We're going to make a dedication with our practice. Or at least I'm going to suggest it. You don't have to do it. This is your practice. But you've taken the last, 55 minutes to fill yourself up. And this is a rare thing. It's a beautiful thing. To spend that much time focusing on you. Focusing on your heart. We all have a heart. We all know we have a heart. We talk about our heart all the time, but we rarely think about it. We rarely turn its powers towards ourselves. And so if we're a cup, and we go throughout our day giving and expending energy and doing so much and working with so many other people, imagine we just filled ourselves up. And that's a wonderful thing. And since we're full, I want you to dedicate your practice to somebody else now. Take all of that you've cultivated, all of the light and the love that we've grown and that has blossomed inside of us, and pick one person to give it back to. To visualize during this last Shavasana
and pour that cup right into them. Maybe it's somebody that doesn't expect it. Maybe it's somebody you know that needs it. Maybe it's somebody that you wouldn't expect to choose because they've wronged you. They did something to you in the past. Maybe you've fallen out with them. Maybe it was years ago. Somebody that meant so much that now is no longer a part of your life. Give this practice to them and know deep down that you sending all of this love and light in their direction, they may not consciously know it, but know that they will feel it. And that is what yoga is all about to me. Giving to yourself and then to the world around you. Because when you change and when your perceptions change, your whole world will change. And yoga fills you up and gives you this beautiful opportunity to give it all away. So close your eyes, relaxing every muscle in your body. Breathing in and breathing out. And focus on that person. And give them everything that you've achieved. Give them everything that you've taken, you've grown. Give it all away with each breath. In and out. Being mindful of every muscle. Don't hold any tension anywhere. Full, ultimate, complete relaxation. Breathing into the stillness. In and out. Do a quick scan of your body as we're partway through. Are you holding any tension in your face, in your mouth or your jaw, maybe in your fingers? Let it go. If you see it, if you feel it, consciously release it and let it go. Has your mind pulled away from your dedication? Forgive it. And bring it back. That's all the journey is in the end. Stumbling and getting back up, falling away and pulling back, constantly course correcting. That's all it can be and all it ever will be. Love it, for that is all it needs to be. Slowly moving your fingertips, your toes, maybe your shoulders just slightly coming out of your stasis and into motion again, into consciousness and awareness. I want you to roll onto your side, bending your right leg, and come on up and meet me at the center of the mat to close off this beautiful 60-minute practice. Wow. Take a breath. Take a moment with your hands on your lap and just check in. with how your body's feeling, with how your mind is feeling. And compare it one more time to when we were first in this position here together. I feel like a different person. It's crazy. Doesn't matter how I feel when I get on the mat, there's always the most beautiful transformation by the time it's closing off. And thank yourself one last time for taking this time for you, for working on yourself, for setting an intention and making a decision, and doing it. It's no small feat in this day and age. So appreciate it. Appreciate this moment and the decision you made. Just like I appreciate you for being here with me. I'm deeply grateful. I'm thankful. There's no greater honor for me to be here with you and for us to go through a journey like this together. I wish you the best day of your life as you move forward when you step off this mat. With all of my heart and all of my love and light, namaste.
Thank you for joining me on the mat today for this beautiful practice. And thank yourself. Just take a minute and please thank yourself. Because not enough people in today's day and age take the initiative to roll out their mat and take a little piece of their day to focus inward on themselves, their health and well-being, and their mind and body balance. But today you chose to do it. And that's honestly no small feat. If you'd like to further your practice even more, you could check out up in the top corner up there, Boho Beautiful Official, which is our streaming app and platform. And there you can find all of our content, everything almost we've ever made, including full-length exclusive content, different kinds of classes that aren't here on YouTube, exclusive calendars, basically everything, and it's free to check out. But if that's not for you, no big deal at all. If we could ask you to do just one simple, easy thing, go down and click subscribe to this channel. It will help us continue to provide free content for anyone and everyone here on YouTube at the click of a button. With that, I want to say thank you one last time, and I'll see you soon on the mat. Namaste.